Hey everyone, so in this interview slash podcast here, I've got Francisco. So me and Francisco met, well, we got in contact quite some time ago through Instagram. He reached out to me in Instagram DMs after seeing what I was doing. And since then, I've brought him into a beta cell group of the business model that I do. And since then, I've seen him go from, $100 days, $1,000 days, all the way up to like a $15,000 day and a 50,000 week, which is like, honestly, from my perspective, from seeing his growth so far, from bringing him in, it's been like astounding. But if you just want to introduce yourself, Francisco, like where you're from, your age, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Chris, for having me. I really appreciate like this opportunity for sharing my story. And yeah, well, my name is Francisco Valenzuela. I'm from Chile. I'm 21 years old. I'm studying at university right now. And yeah, I started like trying to do like online business like 5 years ago. So this one was really like my big breakthrough. But I really started like a long time ago like Amazon FBA. And well, I lost like a lot of money there, like all my money. And then I sort of tried to do like affiliate as some time type of affiliate marketing was like CPA marketing, but I have like some success there, but not something crazy. And then I went through Facebook and tried to create like the affiliate marketing business, promoting clickbank offers, but I couldn't get like big success there, and I was like very committed to make it work. But it came like one day when I really commit to this business model, and I started like taking daily actions for being there when things really starting to happening. And well, the story with Chris is very crazy because for me it was like a big mental shift that changed, because I had like a lot of limiting beliefs, and I thought that always when you see someone on the internet that is doing great, you are sort of like a little bit skeptical, and I understand that because I was like in the same position. But now that I'm living, and I know like a lot of super affiliates were doing like thousands of dollars a day, you really know that it's very easy. You think about like your last you, and it's all about like the mindset, because you think that it's very hard to get there, but it's just a matter of time. And like things can change very fast in this business model, and I'm really very grateful for being here and being able to share this.
Yeah. So Francisco, so you started other business models. That's like me, like when most people are looking for like when most people don't want to work a job, right? I think that's really what it comes down to. And most people realize that they don't want to go into the system. They don't want to work a job. That's when they start looking for like business models, right? And as you said, you did Amazon FBA. I personally did drop shipping. That was like my first business model that I did. And I made like some couple $1,000s, but I realized that it wasn't like the best one. And that's when I found I was in your same position, right? You see this course, Gary Kramer, that's when I joined. And from there, now working with him and, I've been around on stage, speaking on stage. And then that's how you actually found me, right? So you saw me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You saw me like posting my stats.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I actually, yeah, now I remember how I find it. And it was like for this interview that you did with Gary Kramer. And I think he posted it on his YouTube channel. So I saw this guy, like, he was like a similar age for me. He was doing like this business model. He was talking to people. And I was like, if this guy that is like very close to my age, I think you're like 2 years older than me, and
How
it's
old are you?
doing the business and having success. I'm 21.
Yeah, I'm turning 23 in like 10 days.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just 2 years older than me, and I thought like, how this can be possible. And I never had like this like limiting belief of thinking that like, oh, maybe he's faking all this stuff. No, I thought that if he's doing like this great stuff, he's meeting with like super affiliates, it's for sure that it's possible and it's real. Like if you have like this skeptical mindset, it's very difficult to take action on that, because of course you will always have like this doubt inside of you. So yeah, I thought I saw you and your interview, and I started follow you on Instagram. And then I saw that you starting lifting a lot. You have like this big this body change. You start like this spirituality thing that I don't quite understand too much now. But yeah, I saw this guy that was like, we have a lot of things in common. And when I started this business, and this is when the story really started, and I thought I was passing through a bad time. I was getting like in the business problems. I didn't knew what to do. I was like in a black hole, and I started like the only option that I have in my mind was like I would talk to Chris, and we have like DM each other like a few times. Nothing. We wasn't friends or anything, but I decided to just send them a message and offer them like an opportunity to run the business together and see if we can make it work. I have something to contribute to his mindset. I had a very good understanding about the business, and I thought that we can be like a good partnership. And that's when I talked to Chris. I sent him a message on Instagram, and at that point I was like thinking like there is zero chance that this guy like say yes or even respond to me. And suddenly like things starting to happening. We have like a meeting. I show him like what the business was about. He was doing like Facebook at that time, and still do. And we started having this call. We started getting sales and tracking traction on the business, and then this whole thing happened, and now everyone is running on his own, and I have been able to build like a six-figure business in like just 3 months, and monthly six-figure business. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's very great, man. Yeah.
yeah, so for everyone watching, like we just want this to be like a straight up raw conversation, right? Because I think that's where people get the most insights from. And you know, we talk about stats and we talk about all this sort of stuff, but I think the main value people are going to get from this is just have like just looking at like us have a conversation and describe our story, because everyone starts from somewhere and they need to be able to understand like the position they're starting in and how things can go for them. So
Yeah.
yeah, so originally we ran on Facebook. So Facebook affiliate marketing. The ebook is in the description and in my bio as well. That runs over the whole business model for those that don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it all started with Francisco like seeing, like following me on Instagram and like seeing my success. And as you said,
Yeah.
you could have thought that I was just some like guru or some scammer or whatever, and like been skeptical. But you know, you might have had those thoughts. Everyone sort of has those thoughts, you know, but it's the belief in understanding that if someone else is doing something that you can go do that as well. And that's ultimately what lets anyone do anything. Being able to see someone out there doing something and realizing, hey, if they're out there doing it, then I can do it as well. And then also
Yeah.
having like the courage and the belief in yourself to like DM me. Cause like, honestly, if you didn't DM me, because I'm big into like alternate timelines and like law of attraction and all that sort of stuff. So if you didn't
Yeah.
DM me, none of this would be here right now, and we wouldn't be on this interview, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy because it's very true, because it all started like when and that's this is something that I haven't said yet, but at that time when I didn't knew Chris, we haven't talked anything, like just like a reaction of your story, like some fires or something. And but at that time I was like really visualizing myself like having these conversations and being able to do business with these kind of guys. And I have like no reason to be able to like visualize this whole thing or this like reality, but I did in a point of belief, of actions, and confidence that it could happen, you know, because I was like and it's crazy because I know that I say this to you like once, but I visualized this thing like too much, like very frequently, that once I had like a dream.
Yeah.
I have it sounds like very weird, but I have a dream where I was with Chris in Australia. We were in like a lake, like in a beautiful place. It sounds very romantic, but it wasn't. Yeah, and we were in a lake with having like a very good time, and then we were like to the mall and buy a lot of clothes, and it was like a very good time. And I woke up like very excited, and I took action on the business like every day, and it get to a point where like our path just like cross, and we partnership, and then you partnership with other guys, and you bring me together, and that thing was like a huge opportunity, and it all came, and it all started doing business when I was like in a very bad position. So yeah, I got I think a little bit frozen, but what I wanted to say is like it doesn't matter where you are starting, because if you can just imagine like a different reality and project like a different state of your life, you will be able to achieve it if you work every day on it, and you visualize, and you just like take action. So that's like we can talk about like the technical stuff about the business, but it doesn't really add too much, because the people are not doing the business right now. That's for later. Like you need to get like your mindset right now in the correct place, so you can like bring these whole opportunities for you, like in abundance. You know, that's
Yeah.
like what I'm trying to communicate.
Yeah, exactly. And so then let's just discuss more of like your journey then, and like, so what and where you're currently at right now, right? So when you first joined, when we first made the Power Cell group and we got you in, to now, right? So I know you're doing like really big numbers now. So what was your biggest day? And then like in sales, and then what was your biggest day in profit? And then tell us like your most recent week in sales and profit.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say that I didn't like this was like my first breakthrough. So I didn't have like a very big a lot of cash to invest in this business. So I have to start from zero. And I can get like in the story of like the concrete weights and all that stuff
Yeah, we'll talk
then
about
later.
that.
Yeah, but I started with 3,000. No, it's a 3,000, right? Yeah, 3K. And I built from there. I test a lot of stuff that didn't work, but when I got like a big winner, a big campaign that worked, I scaled that campaign from $300 per day to $15,000 per day in just like 2 months. And that was like my biggest day.
Oh, you
I
just
in
broke.
that day I met.
You just
Oh,
broke up
sorry.
there. You just broke up
So
there. So were you spending $300 a day in spend and 15,000 in spend, or was that in sales?
no, it was in sales. So I made 300 in sales like on a Sunday, and the next Sunday I was doing like 15K. And I know that people can say like, "Oh, how can you make like such a big money in just 7 days?" and all, and everything thinks that. But when you are working on this business model, it's just a matter of increasing your spend that will get you more sales. So it's very simple. Like it's not like we're doing some kind of like a scammy thing. We're just scaling our campaign. We're spending more money to get more sales. And as we have like such a big audience to communicate and to show our ads, it's very possible to do that. And we have seen this thing like over and over again. So yeah, I did 15,000 on a day in sales, and my profit at that day, because everyone is saying, okay, you sell 15,000, but what was your real ROI and your profit and everything? Yeah. That day I made like $9,000 in profits, 9K. So it was a
What
very good
ROI
day
is
for
that?
me.
That's ridiculous. What ROI is that?
Yeah, it's 150%. I
Yeah.
spent 6K that day, made 15K. So
Yeah. So for
it
everyone
was
wondering,
a
like,
good day.
yeah, so like
Yeah.
what we target like a worldwide, just to brief and like, because people can't understand, because most people think of like e-commerce or like SMMA or some service-based business, but we're affiliate marketers, right? So we don't even have a cost of goods. All we're focusing on is the
Right.
traffic, and we just get revenue as a percent of the sale we get. So all we have to like calculate is our spend and our sales, right? We don't have any cost of goods. We don't have any like anything. So that's why the numbers are so simple in that sense. And the reason why we can scale up so much is because we sell like health offers for different types of health products, because there's people out there, there's like millionaires out there that spend millions of dollars on these video sales letters that convert like crazy. And all we do is push traffic to those video sales letters. And every time someone buys from that, we make a cut. So that's why we can scale up so quick. But yeah, so $9,000 in a day is like, you know, that's pretty, well, in our perspective, we've seen it before. We've seen it before. Before you even hit $9,000 in a day profit, you saw other people doing that. So that's what gave you the belief in it.
Yeah.
But real quick, what was your, so what was like your biggest week so far in sales and profit?
I know for sure that this week will be my highest week because I will scale bigger. But yeah, so far, my biggest week was like 50K in sales, and I made like 26K in profit. So it was very good week.
Yeah, that's insane. And how long have you been doing the business model as well? So you've done other businesses and stuff, but this exact business model that I got you in, how, like, what's the time frame?
That's the other thing that I want to mention, because when everyone says like, this guy made this ton of money like in 3 months, that's reality. Like, we're not faking it. It's true. You can share the screen about when you created this WhatsApp group with the beta sale, and that's like it's the evidence, you know. Like, we didn't knew nothing about this before, and I think it has been like 3 months or 4 months max. But of course, what I say is that, yeah, I made like this kind of money like on 4 months, or maybe even like 1 month. I made like 120K in 1 month. And you say that it's a very short period of time, but it took like a lot of mistakes before to, I think, being able to be in this opportunity. And what I think is like, the people that are watching this are in a much better position that we were, because they are able to see this business model and maybe like save like these 4 years of struggle and this business model that doesn't work. You have like the opportunity right here, right now, and you can just like go and take action, and maybe 6 months from now you will be able to be like here with Chris and talking about your success, you know. But what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, for me it took 5 years literally. My breakthrough was like this, you know, like very quickly bumps. But I think if I wasn't being able to pass through all these obstacles and all this business model that doesn't work, I would not have this mindset, and I would not be able to communicate and inspire, hopefully, like this way, because I have to go through a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, yeah, this thing can happen very fast, but it's like a lot of like
there's a lot of stuff to your journey. Like, your success with this business model was really quick, but overall your whole journey of like your entrepreneurial journey started with like,
I'm sure for you it's the same, right?
Yeah. I mean, everyone start, like, a lot of people out there that have tried other business models and stuff. Everyone knows, like, you try heaps of stuff. There's the shiny object syndrome, right? Like, you find something that works and you try to do it, and then you try to do another thing, it doesn't work, it fails, and then you get discouraged, and you keep searching and searching, and ultimately that's what led us both to this business model. And so you're right. Like, I think a lot of people that have never tried to do any online business stuff are in a really good opportunity, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, I've joined a lot of courses and stuff, and I've never seen a course with like a community like this and success like this at the end of the day. And people can perceive that however they want. But like you said, when we were looking through the ebook, and there's the first message in there that I created when I created the Power Cell group on WhatsApp. And I wrote, like, you're all like, really, like, it's all grateful to have you all here, but no one messaged this to anyone else. Like, I'm the only person adding people to this group, because it was like really secret, right? It was like really secret, like, method that we're trying to teach and prove the business model.
Secret society.
Yeah. So what originally made you want to go on this path? And I mean, you know, as you said, it's been like a struggle and, you know, challenges. As you said, you've been trying to like hit your financial success for some years now. And it wasn't until you found this that you, you know, you hit your breakthrough and you've done heaps of profit. But what was the reason that you wanted to like not get the like the normal job? And what was the reason that kept you going when you failed all these other business models?
Yeah. Um, when I started, like when I was like 16 years old, I have like a college mate that he was doing like CPA marketing, and he was like my first role model because he was doing like 9K a month, like at 16 years old. So I was like, I couldn't believe that he was doing like such a lot of money, and I thought like, okay, I that was like the my first breakthrough when I got to learning this digital marketing stuff. And of course that it took like a long time to have like my big breakthrough, but that was like the starting point. And then when I started failing and failing and failing all the time, I don't know, like the thing that kept me going was like just asking me like, what if I quit, like how I will feel with myself is if I quit this business model. You know, I quit Amazon FBA and it felt very bad because you know that is people doing it and having success, and you are quitting, so you feel bad with yourself because you didn't maintain your compromise with yourself. So I think that that constant like building my mindset and like trying to always listen to podcasts and read books about inspirational people and all that, it helps me a lot to know that it's possible, because I didn't have like a that was like the only person that I knew that had success, but he didn't maintain with his success. It was very quick. So then when I was alone, I didn't have anyone who who was close, so I could have like a good feeling that yeah, this thing is very real. It really can happen. So it was very hard because I have always have to have like that belief and some kind of, when I saw your success, it was like a huge inspirational because you are from my close age, and I knew that it was possible. You know, like I knew in my heart that if someone was doing money with marketing, affiliate marketing, I was able to do it too. Like I knew for sure that he didn't have like something special. He wasn't like a higher IQ or something. It was like just normal people. Like everyone, we're normal people. We don't have anything special. If you're watching this, you have the thing for being like a super affiliate. You have everything in you to change your perspective. It's just a matter of changing your mindset and your belief about the whole reality. So when you do that, everything get like more clear, and you can take like more daily actions for like projecting your goals into reality, you know. So I think that drive keep pushing me like always, and I'm getting like really obsessed with just like increasing the level, like leveling up, because if you're doing 10K a day, or when I was doing like 2K a day, I knew that I could make like 10K a day. So I didn't stop there. You keep pushing, and you start learning more stuff, and you start leveling up. So that's the good thing about being like around like high level people.
Yeah, exactly. And for most people, I don't know if you mentioned it, but you're from Chile, right? So you don't even, English is not your
Yeah.
first language, right? So that's, you know, that's also another thing that is really interesting, even though your English is really good. But the other thing is like your in your, you know, country and your community and your friends and family, like what is the average wage that someone would make?
Yeah, here in Chile, like we have like a very big gap between like people that makes money, the rich people here in Chile, and the poor people. And the poor people is like most of Chile, you know. But there is like a, for example, like the people that the average people makes like $500 per month. So as you hear me before, like saying that I made like 9K in profit a day, it's like insane in my country. So it puts me in a day like in the top earner of Chile, like immediately, you know. But yeah, at the same time, you feel like very grateful for having this opportunity of making business here in Chile, making the money there in United States, and then bring the money here to Chile and enjoy it here. It you feel very grateful for this opportunity because it's really life changing, you know, because you can make the money in other country and enjoy it here, and you have a lot of people that it's having like a bad time, and you are in a better position, and you can help people maybe in sort of a way of some mind shift, or I don't know, like there is many ways that we can help right now, and I feel very grateful for having like this opportunity.
Yeah, and I think that's also like a really amazing to see from your perspective as well, because I mean for me, like I'm in Australia, so like I can see entrepreneurs every now and then, and people making like decent amount of money, so I can see that it's like possible. But a lot of people think that their position that they're in, they can't really foresee out of that. And for you, you could see that, yeah, there's people making $500 a month, and that's like the traditional path that you would have gone down in your country. And I mean, I'm sure most of your friends and family would have been pushing you and telling you, hey, like just go get a job here or go get a university degree and just do what everyone else in Chile is doing. But for
Yeah,
you to go out and see that, hey, there's like another life out there and there's another path that I can do and that you're going to strive for it is also like pretty amazing as well. And something I also want to touch on is like, um, tell us about your story of when you were building up the capital and the money to actually join and start having money to fund your entrepreneurial efforts.
yeah,
Because Francisco's got a really interesting story about during lockdown as well. Because while everyone is in lockdown watching Netflix and you know just playing video games and watching Netflix and just getting government money, tell them
yeah.
about what you were doing during lockdown.
Yeah, as Chris said, like when Chile got like in a very strict regimen about like the lockdown, so we couldn't even like get out of our home without having like a pass or like a government permission. So it was very hard to do anything. You can go to bars, to the gym, to anywhere. So I was very into the gym mindset. I train a lot. I train like well almost like every day, and the gym got closed, so I was trying to like find a way to build like a home gym, and I put like a budget. I said like I have like some savings, and I say like okay, I'm going to spend like 1.5K in this gym equipment, and since this COVID thing, the price went up too much. So even if I spend like that amount of money, I couldn't build like a decent home gym. So I started like researching, and I say this, I'm like from my family knows that I'm really like the most bad person with the hands. Like everything that I touch got broken, you know? So I was everything that it's about like DIY and it's not for me. So I started, I don't know why, but I started like researching on YouTube's like gym equipment, do it yourself, and gym dumbbells and all that stuff. And I found like an Indian guy that was like creating like this home gym just by like $5 with concrete, water, and some kind of like molds. I don't know how it says in English, but with and I thought like, okay, this video doesn't seem too hard, but and so I will try it. And I went to like my local store. I bought some concrete. I mix it with water. I cut this the protein, and I use it like as a
Protein
mold.
buckets.
And I built, yeah, and I built like a 15 kilo dumbbell, and I grab it and I train with the thing, and I thought like, oh, this feels like the exact same thing as like the gym. So I started like creating like the 10 kilos, 5 kilos, and I made like a whole like dumbbells, like 4 different weights. And then I helped a guy that was doing, it was like a plumber, but he knew how to work with the like the stuff that is made the racks in the gym. So I pay him, and he made like a wood rack for doing like bench press and squats. And I started a business from there. Like I took a photo, and I think I got it like in my Instagram. It's like the first photo,
Yeah.
and I say like this guy, because this plumber was having like a bad time. It was because of the COVID. He has no work, and I had never said this, but he was in a very bad position. And I thought like I can post this on Instagram, and he can make this same stuff, this rack, this wooden rack, to more people, and I can help them get some sales and build her or build him a business. And then I thought like, okay, everyone's like comment and share the post, and it was very cool. But then I thought, oh, maybe I can sell the dumbbells, and maybe there's people that can't afford this gym equipment because it's very expensive. And then I made like an Instagram page. You can search it. It's called Medusa Gym CL. Yeah, Medusa Gym. And I started working with my brother. We start every day buying like 40 yeah, this thing of concrete, and we started mixing and making the dumbbells and the plates and the bars. We did like a home gym equipment, and we started selling it, and we made like 3K in our first week. We made like 12K in our first month, and we started selling a lot of dumbbells. And it was very inspiring because beside the money, beside that we were doing good money for our aids and for our country and for everything, we were helping a lot of people, man. We people that was like in a very in this lockdown, very down with their mindset. I know that everyone passed through this, and we started helping by providing this service and this gym equipment so they can find a way and work in their health and their mindset and everything, because our like a logo and was like no excuses, you know. And it was a very good story for me because it was like my first breakthrough, and we help a lot of people. And I
Yeah.
used that money from YouTube, and from YouTube I built them from like a 6-figure business. So I'm very proud
Exactly.
of.
And you keep saying like the little breakthroughs, right? And that's the really key thing is like finding the little breakthroughs that you have. Like it doesn't need to be like that you hit your financial goals or that you hit these massive,
Yeah,
goals you have. It's all the little things. Like everyone starts from somewhere. Like your first breakthrough was just mentally seeing someone do $9,000 in a day when they were 16. And for you, that
yeah,
implanted like the little seed in your mind that, hey, like there's actually this stuff's actually possible, right? And then you
yeah,
also had the breakthrough of realizing like you're in a certain position now in life where you might not have a lot of money in the lockdowns and stuff, but you took that position that you're in, and instead of getting sad and down about it and just watching Netflix and slacking off in the gym and playing video
yeah,
games, you use that as like motivation to create this to create the home gym and stuff, and then use that to then fund your way into having money to spend on the ads for the YouTube ads. And I think that story in itself is like really powerful because a lot of people, it all comes down to your mindset, right? Like you talk to a lot of people and they're all going to say, oh, blah, 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 can't work for me. It doesn't do this or whatever they want to think. But at the end of the day, the people that like win, like you, for example, no matter what situation you're in, you look ahead and you try to make the
yeah,
best out of your situation, and everything that you make the best out of your situation is going to lead you to more opportunities in the future, and it's going to lead you to like more life paths. So no matter what no matter what happens in your life, it's all about how you react to it and how you put yourself in a better position to have more opportunities in the future.
yeah. And that's very true because, as you say, like the COVID, it was like a very like a battle for some people, and was like a huge test for most of us. Like we were in a position where we could do anything. Like most people, as you say, went out of their diets. They stopped training, they stopped doing money, they lost their job. And I was saying like, I'm getting like in the best version of myself by doing this, because I was training, I was very disciplined, I was working every day, I was making money while everyone was losing. So it gave me like an edge and a different perspective of life, of like the thing of, you always hear like trying to see the good in the bad, but this was very real because I was living in the moment and I was seeing like I'm in the best position of my life. But then that thing and being able to have that money to invest in other projects led me to this other like a step or a stage of my life where I'm doing like more money, but you know that it's not about that. Like we can be sitting here at, talking about the campaigns and how much money it's making the whole people in the beta group, but that's not the important part because everyone can follow their own path and be able to be like in this a similar position, and that's what I think like your page does very well because you only communicate knowledge that everyone can use it in their own area of life, you know, like it's very you can use it everywhere. So, and I didn't have like this spirituality thing or this practical stuff, but the only thing that I had was like the gym mindset, and I tried to use it here, and I tried to like have this entrepreneurial mindset. I read like a lot of book. I wanted to share that, so I will. I know I can do that, but yeah, I'm going to share it anyway. So
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
this is very important for me because, for example, I want to share my setup. I have like a vision board where I like a lot Lamborghini, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to have one before 2024, and I have all the books there. It doesn't seem anything shit, but
I can see
there
them.
are a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
can
books.
see. Yeah, we go. Yeah, a lot of books.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say with this, and what I wanted to show like everyone that is seeing this interview is that to being here, it took like a lot of mindset and everything. I have been working in this stuff for a lot of years, so I know that it's a hard path and that some people get like a little bit overwhelming, but it just started like just realizing that you want to be in a better position, and from there you can do anything. So that's like my like really like my point of how I'm seeing life right now. That I don't feel like any limits. If we want to do 100K a day, we can do it for sure. Like
Yeah. Well,
I
every
I
limit,
don't have any doubts.
it's all
Yeah,
self-imposed limiting beliefs. Like that's the biggest thing. Like having limiting beliefs that you can't go hit a PR in the gym, or you can't go get your dream physique, or you can't go talk to that girl, or you can't go and make a job, or you know, and people think the system puts them in these little boxes where like you have to go finish your uni degree to make money, you have to go do this, you have to go do that. And like the whole point of my page is to show people that like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like you can literally do whatever the fuck you want to do, and like we're evidence of that. Like no matter what
yeah,
circumstance you're in, you might not have any, like a lot of people on my page talk to me and discuss how they don't have many people that they can discuss these ideas with, and like neither do we. Like we don't really have anyone else that we can talk about these bigger ideas and like money and you know, gym even, because most people out there just watch Netflix, eat like McDonald's, and don't really want to do shit. And then they bring everyone down to their level. But
yeah.
that's like the whole thing is just realizing that no matter like your circumstance or whatever, you can go and achieve like whatever you want. And all it comes down to is like you wanting to actually achieve that. And whatever path you choose, just knowing that like once you choose your path, that you can go make it to the goal of that path and achieve whatever you want.
And the other thing that I want to mention, because I think when people, and I remember this because I always try to remember when I was like in a worse position that I am right now. But when I say it and when Chris say like you can do anything you want, that's very true. But I know that for some people that are like in a very bad mindset, as we have seen, it's very hard to believe that because they don't believe in themselves, you know. So I want to get like a little bit like deep into, and maybe you can give me like your insights, because for sure that it will be different from mine. But I wanted to say like how I built such a big like confidence in myself, and not so like a cocky guy, because I'm very humble, but a confidence that you know that you can achieve something that you set up, you know, like a goal for you, you can achieve it. And it all started, yeah, in the gym from one side, but in a mindset as I see it, it's like when you are always telling you, and this is an example because it's very easy to say, but you always say, yeah, okay, this week I'm going to start training, and you start training and you say, I'm going to train 5 times this week, and you do 3. Of course, that the next week and the mindset that you're developing and the confidence that you're like trying to build with yourself is going to be very shitty because you say something and you didn't do it in reality. So you don't trust in yourself because every time that you promise something to yourself, you have disappoint you. So the same thing occurs when you try to do a diet. You say, I'm going to stay in this diet for 1 month, and in the second day you are already eating some cookies. So it's very difficult for people to like build this confidence because their whole life has been trying to do something and sabotage themselves. So
Mm.
when you start focusing on putting a goal in your mind and you're very accountable with yourself and saying, okay, I will not slack in anything, I will hold the line, I will be very disciplined, you start building confidence and gaining momentum. And what I did was I put a goal in my mind, and I say, and I have this thing like writing, and I send it to the group. I say, I write this thing in February 2021, and I say goes with affiliate marketing. And I say 1 month from now, I want to be making $500 per day. And if I wasn't taking the daily actions to be there, I would not believe that I will be able to achieve that goal. But it all started with one sale. I focus on one sale. I'm going to make one sale, one sale. I don't know how, but I will make it. But I was every day taking action from there, and that thing built confidence because even if I haven't reached my goal, I knew that I was doing everything that I could every day to achieve it. So that's how I built my confidence, and that's how it bring me to this path and to this financial success. And I feel like very successful in all areas of life because I take care of my health, of my diet, of my friends, of my family. I have like a good business. I have the university that I go just for learning, and I feel very happy with myself. But it all started with putting a goal in your mind and taking the daily actions and building that confidence. So
Yeah,
I don't know
that's the
what
biggest
your
thing.
thoughts on.
The self-confidence, yeah. And that's like 100%. Because if you're constantly telling, and like a lot of people, I know when I was like way back in high school and I was like all like anxious all the time, it's because I would always say I'd do something but I would never do it, and I'd go play video games. And I would say I'd start the gym but I would quit and I'd go play video games or whatever I used to do. But it's all about having those like micro successes where like you say you're going to do something and you go out and do it, and then you have the confidence in yourself that, hey, I've just completed that. And then it starts like looping on itself and fractaling to like success, because it's like once you know you've achieved that and you've set a goal and you've achieved it, that's one commitment that you've achieved, and you've got the confidence that you can go out and do it again. And the other thing on that is like, for me, what I would add into that, which is a bit deeper, I guess, is like the law of cause and effect, because it's knowing that every action you take is going to have an effect. So whether that action is like delaying the gym or delaying some goal, or saying that you're going to go out and make some money and then you quit and go play video games, then that's going to have an effect. And that effect is obviously not what you want because it was the opposite of the goal you intended. But if
Yeah.
you go out there and you set your goals and you take action on your goals and you achieve those goals, the effect is going to be the effect of achieving those goals. For example, for us, it's having success in affiliate marketing and making money, and then, you know, never having to work a job again. That was my original goal, to just make a lot of money and live a life of freedom. And so as long as you have like your vision in mind, and you know that as long as you take action and like do the inputs, you're going to get a certain output, right? If you do the effect, if you do the cause, you're going to have an effect. So the cause could be hitting the gym. Like if you hit the gym consistently, you're going to get massive, you're going to get jacked, right? You're going to get lean. That's just inevitable, right? So
Just
that's
like
the way
you.
I like to think of things. And I guess, all right, well, we've been on here for quite some time. So let's, what knowledge or wisdom do you have for anyone um, that's maybe in like the beginning position that we were, right? Like maybe all this sounds too good to be true, and at the end of the day, guys, like I just want to provide this opportunity for everyone that's listening. So I hope you guys got value and insights from hearing us talk about our perspectives on success and the path in life and stuff. But for anyone that is interested in what we do, like what would you give them as knowledge and wisdom and confidence and advice, considering that they're in the position that we started in?
Yeah. Well, for me, and I think we have covered like a lot on this call about like my perspective about mindset, but if we can like do like a little bit like of synthesis, I would say that first place is like just knowing that me and Chris, we are not faking this stuff. It will be like it will be very difficult to fake this. So we're just telling our story, so you can take it like an inspiration, and you can use it on your own for building your own path. So that's our main goal. I think we're not doing this for benefiting for you, or I don't know what you can think. But yeah, we're like you have us as an example of what is possible. So like take that like in a good way of like an inspiration and a motivation that you can be doing the same. And the other thing is like take away the thing of maybe Chris is like a super intelligent guy, and that's the reason because he built this successful business. No, because as you say, I'm from Chile. I don't talk English very well, as you can see, and the business we created like in a way where everyone can do it. So you can, it's just like a simple strategy that anyone can implement, even if you have any experience on online business. So that's the first thing. And the other thing is like choose like the right people to follow. I don't know who it will be, but choose the right people to follow, because it will affect a lot where you end in 1 year from now. Because if you start following the wrong people, you will get their advice as true, and maybe it's not the thing that it's working right now. So that's one point. And the other thing that I want to mention is like to build this confidence, you have to have like a clear plan. And I dedicate like a lot of my time where everyone says, yeah, I need to be working and learning, and sometimes you need to take like a step back to visualize yourself and see where you want to be, establish your goals, and then take action on that. So I dedicate a lot of my time to think about where I want to be. Like always, I'm such a big dreamer, and I dream very big. Like don't put limits on yourself. Don't say I want to be making $1,000 per day. Say like 15K and it will happen. Like I that's like my point, because I say like 1 year from now I want to be able to make like $5,000 in a day, in a year. And I made it in 6 months, and I made 15K. So it's possible. Like the time frames that you establish yourself, it can happen for sure. So be very unrealistic about your goals, because it really can happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the other thing is,
whatever
yeah,
you think, if you think it's true, if you think it's not true, you're right. That's
yeah,
like a
it's
quote, I think, by Henry Ford. And at the end of the day, a lot of people think like a lot of friends and family that I know that I went to school with think what I do is impossible. Yet I believe that it's possible, and I went out and achieved it, right? And it comes down to the mindset. And I have even bigger goals and wilder visions, because at the end of the day, if you can envision it in your brain, then that's like the guidance system that you're going to have for your life. But yeah, sorry, continue. Sorry for jumping in there.
yeah. Yeah, and what Chris said, it's very true, because if you don't believe that you can achieve it, you can't achieve it. But it's true, because you will not take the daily actions because yeah, as you say, like as a mindset thing and as a quote, it sounds very cliche or cheesy, but it's in reality, if you see it, you will not be able to take the actions, because at some point you will quit because you don't think that it's possible, right? When shit gets hard, you will quit for sure, because you are not have this strong belief of being able to really achieve it. So the other thing that I want to say is, yeah, have goals, have very big goals, and really believe that it can be possible to achieve. And then what I do, I don't know how you do it, but I think of 5 tasks that will move me one step closer to my goal today. So I just focus on today. I say, okay, what can I do to be able to make, for example, $100 per day, like in a week. So I start taking action on that, and that's when things started to happening, and that's when you start seeing momentum. When you take these daily actions every day, and I put a double for win every day. And since I have made today, you can see that it's like my 209 and 6. I don't know how to say that, but a lot of days, and a lot of days that I've been executing to my goals, and I build such a big confidence because I have a lot of doubles. I have a lot of wins. I win every day. I win the week, and I'm close to winning the year. And when you win the year, you have such a big confidence of achieving your goal, because I win because I achieve my goal. Like in my mind, I achieved my $5,000 per day. I achieved $15,000, but it was because I was winning every day. Like focus on today, focus on winning today, and you will win your 6 month and your year and your entire change. And you will, after all this winning, you are going to turn into a winner.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
what we all want.
that's the thing. That's what I always say. Like, you got to become the person that you want to become. Like, if you want to become someone, you got to step into that person. You got to do those tasks that that person does, and you got to think the way that person thinks. And if you don't strive for that, then you're never going to become that person at the end of the day. And like I always say, like you've heard me say it before, like everything you've achieved was inevitable, and everything you will achieve is a line for you to take. So you can interpret that however you wish. But like for you, for example, like you failing your Amazon FBA business and these other businesses was inevitable, right? It was just a part of the path. And if you think of it like that was just a part of my path, it may have been a loss. It may have been like some bad times in the past, but at the end of the day, it's just a part of your journey, and it's all led to this point where you're at now. And you achieving your $9,000 profit day was inevitable. And then everything else you're going to achieve in the future is already aligned for you to take, because you're on your path, and that's the way it is.
And as you say, like, as I'm very like in the mindset thing and all that stuff, but what you say is very true, because, for example, it's just an example, but when I was going through a very hard time in the business, in this business that I now
The
have
other
a lot of
business, it
success.
was the other business,
No,
right?
no,
Or
no,
this one
this
right
was
now,
this
the
business.
YouTube one.
And it's very hard for me, and it's the worst thing that can happen. But that event of my life lead to being able to make this partnership with Chris. So it was very crazy, because you say that it's inevitable, and it's very true, because maybe that event meant to be, and it happened for a reason, and it led to us to being here, and then we talk about the business, and you did the whole other stuff. And it's crazy to think that thanks to that bad event, we're now like talking. So I'm very grateful for all that, like things that at some point I think that was like a shitty thing. Now I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been quite the journey to watch you, and for our relationship to have formed, through Instagram DMs to like getting on calls to you achieving your like massive success, and for everything else that's going to come in this community and course and stuff. So it's been awesome to have you on here, and I think this is going to provide a lot of like valuable insights to everyone. And yeah, I think we'll leave it at there. So I hope everyone enjoyed this, and then we'll see you on the next one. So see you, everyone.
See you.
Hey everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation and podcast/interview with Francisco. So if you're interested in learning the business model that I do, and I also got Francisco in, you can check the link in the bio, and there'll be a free ebook there that you can have a look at all the details. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Epoch Rising, and you can just DM me. I answer all my DMs, so I'll answer any questions you have. And yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next podcast.